viewers, and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism, bringing you the latest news highlights of the hour. I am Tabitha John. Do stay with us, the top stories. Ministry of Tourism calls for cooperative efforts to boost Ethiopia's tourism investment. And a robust social contract is said to be vital to avert social and economic bottlenecks across Africa. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Dammaqe Mokonnon discussed with South Sudan President Salva Kiir Mayardit on bilateral and multilateral issues. In his two-day working visit, Dammaqe also conversed with Speaker of South Sudan's Transitional National Legislative Assembly, Gemma Nunu Kumba, citing the necessity to strengthen cooperation among Nile Basin member countries. He also said that Ethiopia has made a commitment to facilitating infrastructure projects that will strengthen the relationship between the two countries, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Speaker Gemma Nunu Kumba, on his part, highlighted the significance of linking Ethiopia and South Sudan through infrastructure, in addition to strengthening economic ties. Dammaqe concluded his two-day official visit in Juba on Wednesday. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Meles Alem, said Ethiopia has made significant progress in political diplomacy and tourism. Meles indicated that lots of efforts have been carried out, both bilaterally and multilaterally, in the wake of rekindled diplomatic relations. According to Ambassador Meles, Ethiopia set up 48 investment promotion platforms in North America, Europe, and Africa in the last quarter of the current fiscal year. He said some 53 foreign investors have made pre-investment visits to Ethiopia over the last 3 months of the budget year. To promote the tourism sector, the government has invited 33 tour operators to incorporate Ethiopia into their itineraries.
ስሜ ቄስ ጽጌ ግርማ ይባላል። በደብሩ ያለኝ ኃላፊነት የስብከት ወንጌል። አጸዱን የዘሩት ከአቡነ በርተሎሜዎስ ገዳም ዘሩን አምጥተው 40 ቆፋሪ 40 ጥንድ በሬ አድርገው ነው የዘሩት። የተከሉበት ዘመንም በአጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ ዘመነ መንግስት ነው። አጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ የኋለኛው ከዘመነ መሳፍንት በኋላ ያለው ሳይሆን የፊተኛው 5 ዓመት የገዙት አጼ ተክለ ጊዮርጊስ በሳቸው ዘመነ መንግስት ነው የተከሉት።
Welcome back. You're watching ABC World. Moving on to news items selected for detailed analysis. The Ministry of Tourism urged the diplomatic community residing in Addis to play their share in pulling more FDI to the country. This remark came at a panel discussion where the Addis-based diplomatic community took part at the Science Museum. Tigist Arnisa has the following report.
Tourism and Hospitality exhibition at the Science Museum, which started taking place from October 10 up until November 8, 2023, continues to usher a number of events, and visitors continue to arrive and live with plenty of unforgettable experiences. Senior government officials and diplomatic communities residing in Addis Ababa have attended a panel discussion at the Science Museum where this very exhibition is being held, themed Tourism Development Opportunities, Challenges and Prospects, prepared in collaboration with Ethiopian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Tourism. Speaking on the occasion, State Minister of Ethiopian Ministry of Tourism, Seleshi urged the diplomatic community and development partners residing in Addis to coordinate efforts with the Ethiopian government in pulling more investment and tourist flow to the country.
This discussion aimed at calling on the diplomatic communities and development partners in Ethiopia to give more emphasis for the tourism sector. In fact, the communities and development partners were paying more attention to other sectors, but now we would like to call on them to direct their attention to this tourism sector.
Briefing journalists, Deputy Chief of Chinese Embassy in Ethiopia, indicating how proud he is to witness such an incredible Ethiopian heritage potential under one roof. He says his country will continue to work in collaboration with Ethiopia to pull more tourist flow to the country.
We are also proud of this culture and historical heritage of this country. My embassy really is encouraging more and more Chinese tourists to come to this country.
Ambassador of King of Morocco to Ethiopia in Djibouti, for her parts, disclosed that the exhibition has been such an eye-opener to locals as well as international community in shedding light about tourism potentials of the country.
It's not only a way to market Ethiopia and to make it known, but it's also an excellent initiative to open our eyes, all of us. I mean, not only diplomats, but also Ethiopians. I have seen some students, foreigners, how huge is the potential of this country.
A committee at ECA said African governments must prioritize forging new social contracts to ensure equal rights and opportunities for all. The committee's new chairman called for African nations to collaborate, focusing on poverty reduction, gender integration, and digital transformation. Goshu Melliso has this report.
Africa is disproportionately affected by climate change as greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise due to anthropogenic activities. This has resulted in extreme weather patterns. The Committee on Social Policy, Poverty and Gender has been established to address such chronic problems. The fifth session of the Committee on Social Policy, Poverty and Gender is underway in Addis Ababa to enhance the effectiveness and impact of ECA and ensure that the 2030 agenda. The committee said African governments must prioritize forging new social contracts to ensure equal rights and opportunities for all.
Choices to fulfill developmental aspiration is highly relevant and timely. To reconsider how policies can be made more effective, governments must increase their commitment to forging new social contracts that ensure equal rights and opportunities for all while integrating employment, sustainable development, and social protection.
Ghana took over the chairmanship of the committee from Tunisia. The new chairman of the committee urged African nations to collaborate, focusing on poverty reduction, gender integration, and digital transformation.
We need to bring partnership. We can't do it alone. We need to learn from other African countries. We need to learn from across Africa, and then we need to partner other people to ensure that we bring in more resources. And then, of course, the issue of mainstreaming. And in most cases, we will leave issues of poverty on one or two ministries, but poverty cast across every ministry. So there's a need for all of us to have indicators. We are tracking for poverty across health, across education, across gender, across finance, to ensure that we are telling the whole story and to ensure that we pull in more resources to support this issue. So partnership, telling the story, and then, of course, working together. That's what I would say.
As Africa is the least connected continent, a lot remains to be done on gender digital divide and development challenge by increasing information errors learned.
And finally, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz called for his country to strengthen cooperation with African governments to promote development on the continent. Scholz is on a 3-day trip to West Africa to deepen trade and economic relations. Shagao Yamato has more from CGTN Africa.
Germany Chancellor Olaf Scholz met with Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo in Accra to discuss trade and investment opportunities with Africa.
It was important for us to discuss on various topics that are so important for the further development of your country. Is it the electricity grid? Is it power? Is it the question of how we can use many new techniques for developing the infrastructure? There are a lot of things to be done. And it is so important that both countries are very much working on developing market economy and private investment and working on the right environment for doing so.
Germany is one of Ghana's key trade partners. Last year, exports from the West African country to Germany totaled nearly $400 million, while imports from Germany were almost as much as $300 million. Both sides say they want to advance those numbers further.
We have appreciated the cooperation of Germany, especially in the areas of energy efficiency, the development of renewables, and the development of our transmission infrastructure. These are areas where we've been benefited greatly from German technology and assistance.
In addition to boosting trade ties with Ghana, Germany says it will also help the West African country counter terrorism, which is spreading across the Sahel region.
Dear viewers, that's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.